Hello everybody, welcome to the 1954 German Grand Prix of previous results carry. There you can see the grid, and going into this race, Mike Hawthorn is 2 points ahead of Jose-Frolian Gonzalez, but Gonzalez starts on pole. Hawthorn still recovering and is in 6th place on the starting grid for this race. It'll be interesting to see what he can do, and Ascari has got away well there, and Ascari might actually edge into the lead. We know he wasn't as quick as the Ferraris at Silverstone, but he is off the line like a rocket, and it's a fantastic start for albertoascari, and into the lead he goes, but he is having to fend off one of those Ferraris as they go around. That's Gonzalez, who is attacking Ascari again straight away. Will he be able to get through? And that is Mieres at the back, having had a poor start and almost certainly going to be out of the race. Gonzalez gets back through on albertoascari and back into the lead. Jose-Frolian Gonzalez. Ascari now has to focus on holding off that next Ferrari, which I think is mauricetrintignant still. I'm not entirely certain. We'll find out in a second. Here we go, the little moment where they tend to wheel the spaceships. But there you go, Ascari then still holding on to second, and Gonzalez is leading, and Trintignant is in 3rd place. And I am happy to keep my eye around me because there is a wasp flying around me in the room next to me while I commentate. Just thought you guys would like to know that. Trintignant then continues to chase albertoascari, and then it is all about, can Gonzalez get away, and where is Mike Hawthorn? We need to see that one as well. But at the moment they're all in sort of formation here at the Nurburgring, aren't they? It's looking pretty straightforward at this stage of the race, but I think there are signs that there might be a top 6 or 7 about to start breaking away from the rest of the field, and Ascari has suddenly closed the gap into Gonzalez again. So this is not a foregone conclusion. Oh, can't talk. This is not a foregone conclusion for Jose-Frolian Gonzalez. albertoascari still intends to give him a rough ride, as do the other Ferraris queuing up behind the Lancia for a go at that lead. And it's really fast, frantic pace here in Nurburgring for this German Grand Prix. And we're starting to see, I think, yes, we're starting to see a clear group emerge out the front from the rest of them. And although not much has changed yet, we can't take our eyes off of this battle because there is a lot that could happen. All the cars are in close enough proximity that we could well see some action. Now if not soon, and soon if not now. And there goes Ascari again. He is having a look back at Gonzalez. He is determined to prove that Lancia have the ability to take on Ferrari in a straight fight and beat them, and Ascari goes through. Gonzalez has to run out wide, has to leave the space, and Ascari gets through and back into the lead. Could we see a second 1954 victory for Lancia? This would move Ascari right into the title fight as well. This would be great. And look at the speed at which Ascari has pulled away at this stage of the race. That Lancia is looking absolutely fantastic. I think Hawthorn there is in 5th place, so that is where he stands to be at the moment. And so therefore for him, with Ascari passing Gonzalez, that does give Hawthorn a bit of relief in the championship. I think as they currently stand, Gonzalez would take the championship lead, but it would only be by 2 points, which is a very small amount. There's still 3 races remaining in this season, so plenty of time for it all to change and be decided. There's still a few other drivers who are in with a chance as well, should they be able to put together a run of their own. You know, you've got Farina and Trintignant themselves both still in it, and Ascari still in it as well. So there you go, Ascari is starting to struggle now, and Gonzalez closing the gap down. I think as the Lancia used all that it's got here, because Ascari was pulling away, and now all of a sudden he has been closed in, and it is a very clear top 7. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, a little bit of a slide wide for the 5th, and that's Farina. He's had a moment. Farina's had a big moment. He's going to be out of the race. Farina, there's no way he's recovering from that. Just as we were saying that Farina could still put a run together and be a factor in this World Championship, he is now out of the Grand Prix. Absolutely devastating for Farina. That moves Maglioli up into the 5th, and Hawthorn, I think, got held up or had his own moment, so Hawthorn has dropped to 7th. So Hawthorn with some work to do, I'm afraid, and Gonzalez has, oh no, Ascari is definitely behind Gonzalez, and I think now he may well be about to drop behind mauricetrintignant. There is no sign of any further pace coming from that Lancia, unfortunately, and Ascari is fighting a rearguard action, and those two have actually got away thanks to Farina going off, so they're at least clear in the battle for the podium places. Maglioli there, and Trintignant is in 4th. I think we might have seen, because Farina's gone out, we might have seen Farina move up, so I'm not sure if the positions we're seeing are the actual genuine positions right now, but we'll have to keep looking. I think Ascari is in second still, so yeah, there is a slight inaccuracy with the way the game is portraying the positions at the moment. Gonzalez is leading and pulling away and looking very good value for the World Championship lead here, while Ascari is really holding Trintignant up now, and Trintignant will be determined to change the script here and try to get through. You've got Beira there in 5th place, and I think Hawthorn in 6th just behind him. And then is that Bayol or Pilet? I think it might be Pilet behind. Yes, it is. And so that is the group, the top 7, I think. I don't think there's 8, but there we go. And Trintignant still up behind Ascari, still hunting down that Lancia. And this is the moment. This is where cars often get past, but Ascari has held on there. And Maglioli is being passed by Jean Beira. So Maglioli didn't have the pace in that Ferrari. He's been passed by Jean Beira, and now surely there'll be some pressure on him to let Mike Hawthorn through. Although Ferrari benefit well, the other one, Trintignant goes through Ascari, past him and up to 2nd place. Ascari is running out of energy now, and Jean Beira looks like he's going to catch Alberto Ascari as well. So there you go, Gonzalez. I can assure you he is leading, even though the graphic says 4th place. Gonzalez continues to lead this Grand Prix. He's been absolutely imperious so far. Yeah, okay, Ascari did repass him for a little while, but now Ferrari are showing their absolute mastery around the twists and turns of the Nurburgring. Ascari has dropped a 3rd, and what's more, he is under pressure from that Simca Gordini of Jean Beira, and it'll be an absolute miracle if Ascari can hold on to the podium, because there's still such a long way to go in this race, and Jean Beira looks to have the bit between his teeth, and that is also the Ferrari. I think that might be Hawthorn. I think Maglioli may well have let him through, so they're all in play for a podium here. How Mike Hawthorn would love a podium to really solve his recent issues. Points is still an improvement on the last couple of races, but how he would love a podium, and it's there within his reach. But the thing is, he's got 2 cars to pass to get it, and it's not always, well, I was about to say, it's not always that easy to pass around Nurburgring. Beira pulls it off, and Ascari is really struggling, and I think it's surely only a matter of time before Mike Hawthorn in that 3rd Ferrari passes Alberto Ascari and makes his way up in a 4th position, because Ascari is really struggling now. We look there, we can see the gap that has developed. Trintignant is getting up towards Gonzalez a little bit, but it all looks comfortable except for Ascari's 4th place, which is being challenged by Mike Hawthorn, and Ascari at the moment holds on to it, but Hawthorn is all over him, and like we say, it's surely only a matter of time. And then the question will be, can Ascari even hold on to a points finish? What a disappointment for Lancia. I wonder if he's got an issue. It's not the first time we've seen Lancia drop off this season. Remember Argentina right at the start, where Ascari got into a decent position, or certainly at the time what we thought was a decent position for the Lancia, and then he dropped off in the closing stages, and we might be seeing that. We've seen it 2 or 3 times this season, and we're seeing it again here. It is a massive disappointment to Lancia, because they are hoping to get into the championship battle, but when you haven't got the pace for the entire race, how can you get in the championship battle? Hawthorn not able to find a move there, and he's actually under more pressure from Maglioli than he is applying to Alberto Ascari, and Pilet still on the tail of that battle. This is now the battle for 4th place, don't forget, and Alberto Ascari still heads in at the moment, but Hawthorn ever closer, really applying the pressure, because he knows that it will be, if Gonzalez wins this race, he will be 4 points behind him in the championship. If he can pass Ascari, he'll reduce that gap to 3, and Hawthorn, who's led the championship for quite a while, wants to make sure that he doesn't end up too far behind. I think it's inevitable losing the championship lead, but how far behind is potentially within his control, although he's made a mistake there, I think, and dropped a bit further behind Ascari, and that now gives Ascari a little bit of breathing space as we come up towards the closing stages of the Grand Prix here. And Ascari has a good bit of breathing space, actually. It's Trintignant who is under pressure from Jean Beira in the Gordini. Could Beira steal a 2nd place? It would be a fantastic result for him if he could, but he is running out of time. They are very close to the end of the race now. Ascari is clearly, he's got a gap, and Ascari should be safe now. We're coming towards the end, and we're about to watch Jose-Frolian Gonzalez crossed the line, and he takes the victory and retakes the championship lead, which he had at the start of the season. Gonzalez on 28, Hawthorn on 24, Trintignant finishing second, and he moves up to 20. Farina stays on 19. Ascari pulls level with Farina on 19. There you can see the top 5, the point scorers, and also, of course, that is how they will line up for the next Grand Prix as well. So, plenty of interesting stuff still to occur this season. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you will return and watch again. I hope that you have enjoyed this sufficiently to do so, and if you have, please remember to like and subscribe, and take care. I'll see you soon.